I'm a speech pathologist by training, and I worked in several different school districts in Wisconsin. The last position I had, I worked with kids with severe disabilities, and that was about the time when the augmentative communication devices were being produced in a somewhat portable size. And I wanted to learn how to use those devices so that my students could be trained or learn how to use them so they could better communicate when voice output was so exciting as a new technology over just a paper communication board. Along that avenue of deciding to learn about augmentative communication devices, the Apple computer became popular in education. And there was something called an Echo speech synthesizer board that gave the Apple computer a voice. And the school that I worked for happened to have several Apple II computers, and I raised money in the community to buy assistive technology devices or things that would help me teach the students. So I went out and I raised money and bought some Echo speech synthesizers and an adaptive firmware card and a unicorn keyboard and a power pad and something called the Keyport 717, which was one of my favorite all-time devices. I bought a Muppet keyboard. I bought all those single switches and a switch interface. And I would spend time after school teaching myself how to use things. And then I'd have breakfast meetings for my teachers at the school. And I would give them breakfast, and we would have 15-minute trainings. And I would teach them one thing about the computer and how it could benefit our kids. And in my role as a speech pathologist and the AAC person in the school, full-time, then I would get called over the internet, or not the internet, but the PA system, to go to Mrs. Jones' room and set up the computer for Matthew. And then I'd be interrupted to go to the next classroom and set things up. So I was very, very busy with that. In that quest of learning how to use the computer to train AAC devices, I also wanted to learn about the AAC devices themselves. And I happened to run across an advertisement by the Don Johnston Company in Lake Zurich, Illinois. At that time, Don Johnston's company sold AAC devices for Prinky-Romic, Phonic Ear, Canon, ACS, which is a company that's long gone. And they did a Saturday workshop, and for $10 I could drive down. It was about an hour, but I could take my Saturday, and $10 I can get an all-day hands-on workshop, learn about, get lunch included, and get home and just have a wonderful experience. So I met Don Johnston and another wonderful person who worked for him at the time named Paula Quitt. And from that knowledge, I became much more interested in the equipment.